Good morning. What's up, everybody? Okay, it's been a hot minute since I made one of these videos, and in the meantime, between making the videos that I used to put up on Instagram and today, people have recommended that I do videos on YouTube. I just forgot what it was called. On YouTube rather than Instagram. Um, Probably there'll be a wider audience, and I mean, not that I want to be like an influencer or anything like that, but I would like to get people thinking about theology and spirituality a little bit. So the concept for these videos is to spend 10 minutes or less each time talking about saints or spirituality or theology or all three. So welcome to my channel. This is the first YouTube video, and I really encourage people to leave comments, disagree with me or agree with me, but yeah, let's just get a dialogue going and start thinking about some of these things. So today is Saturday, October 5th. I can't believe it's already October. Yesterday we had a really big Saints Day, St. Francis of Assisi. I decidedly did not post on that day because, well, I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to post today for sure because today's saint, or blessed rather, is someone who I have a pretty serious personal connection to. It's the feast day of Blessed Francis Xavier Seelos, who was a member of the Congregation of the Most Holy Redeemer, also known as the Redemptorists. He was from Bavaria, but spent the last years of his life in New Orleans, which is where he's buried, which is where I came to know him. So, as a young college student, sorry, I got distracted by my cat who's trying to open this cabinet, and anyway. So I applied to join the Congregation of the Most Holy Redeemer after much discernment and spending some time with the community. And unfortunately, for reasons that I won't go into, I decided to hold off on actually joining after I was accepted. And so they weren't sure what to do with me, so they made me an associate. A lot of religious communities have associate members, and actually, as an oblate of St. Benedict now, I'm sort of like an associate. It's a similar concept. Lay people who are part of the community somehow and share in the community's charism and their work. So, as a Redemptorist associate in New Orleans, one of my tasks was to work in the shrine of the newly beatified Francis Xavier Seelos. So I got a pretty in-depth and first-hand look at him, and studied his life and had to talk to people about why he's important. So I guess going kind of along with my theme in my older videos of talking about relics, one of my first tasks as an associate and as someone who worked at the shrine was to make these little relic pouches, which what this is relic of the cloth that bound the bones of Blessed Francis Xavier Seelos. So when they exhumed his remains, which was basically a skeleton, they wrapped the body in a linen cloth, and once they were done with the exhumation, they took the cloth and cut it up and made these little relic pouches. So I didn't open this, but the sticker is old. It's almost 20 years old. So it kind of came undone, so I can show you. what the inside looks like. Just a little piece of linen cloth. So this is what would be, well, I mean, technically, I guess this is a third-class relic, so it's something that touched a first-class relic. So there's three different kinds of relics. There's first-class relics, which is actual piece of the saint's body. So like their body, their hair, anything that's a part of the saint. I'm smiling because I'm thinking about a story that I will have to tell at a different time about when I went to see the relics of Padre Pio with a friend of mine. So a second-class relic is something that belonged to the saint. Usually it's a piece of clothing, anything. It's usually clothing, but I've seen ones that were, like something that belonged to the saint. I used to have a second-class relic of Saint Rose of Lima, which was a splinter of wood from her crucifix. I actually gave that away to somebody, which I sort of regret. But I hope that it is bringing them lots of blessings. Even though I don't talk to that person anymore. Anyway, a third-class relic is something that has come into contact with a first-class relic. So it's the ones that you find a lot of the time at the Catholic store. It's like a piece of cloth that's been touched to the relics of a saint. So this is probably more of a third-class relic, although it's sort of like, I don't know. I think there's probably a fine line there, because sometimes a second-class relic will be like the wood of someone's coffin. I think I have a second-class relic of that sort of Saint Gemma Galgani. So it's like, it didn't really belong to them, but it's also a little bit more closely associated to them than a piece of cloth that just happened to touch. I don't know. Anyway, I got off on a tangent. It's already 7 minutes and 43 seconds now. So anyway, it was really cool having the opportunity to be kind of on the ground when someone got beatified. So cats. So Francis Xavier Seelos is not someone that I had heard of before being associated with the Redemptorists, but now his shrine in New Orleans, which is located in the Irish Channel at St. Mary's Assumption Church. If you're ever in New Orleans, you can take a break from Bourbon Street, which please do. Head down there and check it out. It's a beautiful shrine. It's a beautiful church. And Francis Xavier Seelos is a really cool guy. Oh my gosh, my cats are so ridiculous. He actually died in New Orleans nursing yellow fever victims and succumbed to yellow fever himself. So very, very kenotic kind of experience. So yeah, so interesting thing, when someone is beatified, then it is licit to distribute relics of them. I have 50 seconds to tell this story. According to the Redemptorists that I worked for at the shrine, there's a specific religious community who takes the first-class relics, and usually bones, and breaks them up and puts them in the little reliquaries that you'll see, little thicas that you see around in churches and on eBay a lot of the time. But anyway, so yeah, that's my story in 10 minutes or less about working at the Shrine of Blessed Francis Xavier Seelos, and may he be expediently canonized, because he's a really rad guy. All right, have a good day. Bye.